Hey everybody, this video is called Jerusalem's Leaders, and tonight we're going to continue our pass-through study here in the book of First Chronicles, and I just want to give you applause if you've been following through the genealogies. Tonight's going to be pretty much the last part of a straight genealogy focus. So the rest of the book of First Chronicles, will be more interesting for most people, and give yourself a pat on the back if you've listened through today's chapter on all 9 videos covering chapters 1 through 9. But we're going to continue here in First Chronicles chapter 9, verse 1 and 2. It starts out, "So all Israel was recorded by genealogies, and indeed they were inscribed in the book of the kings of Israel. But Judah was carried away captive to Babylon because of their unfaithfulness, and the first inhabitants who dwelt in their possessions, and their cities were Israelites, priests, Levites, and the Nethinim." So, chapter 9 here, verse 1 and 2, even though the northern kingdom of Israel never returned from the dispersion in 722 BC, many of the 10 tribes which made up the kingdom migrated south after the division back in 931 BC. And the results was that Judah, the southern kingdom, had people from all tribes, so that when returning from the captivity, all Israel was truly represented. And the Nethinim was the temple servants, as you're going to see later in the book of Ezra, chapter 8, verse 20. And they were possibly the descendants of the Gibeonites. And so the first 8 chapters that we went through list the genealogical records, but know that the book of Kings here of Israel, they are not the same books that we have in our Bible of 1st and 2nd Kings. This is talking about a different book of Kings. In the Chronicler, he's reminding us that it wasn't the clash of empires that doomed Judah, but it was their unfaithfulness to God. In the Chronicler, he's skipping over 70 years of captivity between the verses 1 and 2. His interest was not only in the past, but also at the present and the future. And the Israelites, they were back in the land, and we see the workers of the temple were the priests and Levites besides Nethinim. And remember that the priests were descendants of Aaron, who were authorized to make the offering of sacrifices and to take care of the holy place. So verse 3 through 9 to continue here says, "Now in Jerusalem the children of Judah dwelt, and some of the children of Benjamin, and of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh. Uthai, the son of Ammihud, the son of Omri, the son of Imri, the son of Bani, of the descendants of Perez, the son of Judah, of the Shilonites, Asaiah, the firstborn, and his sons, of the sons of Zerah, Jeuel and their brethren, 690, of the sons of Benjamin, Salu, the son of Meshullam, the son of Hodaviah, the son of Hasanua, Ibneiah, the son of Jehoaham, Elah, the son of Uzi, the son of Mitri, Meshullam, the son of Shaphatiah, the son of Reuel, the son of Ibnijah, and their brethren according to their generations, 956. All these men were heads of the father's house in their father's houses." So in verses 3 through 9 here, we are seeing the genealogy now of the returning Israelites. And the list here, when we go over into Nehemiah later, we're going to see it's very similar to Nehemiah chapter 11. But in some ways, you're going to see when you compare both of them, there's going to be some difference. And biblical researchers, they debate the similarities and differences and the exact points of connections and differences. It can be a very hard thing to access. And verse 10 through 13 says, "Of the priests, Zedaiah, Zehoarib, and Jashun, the Azariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Merioth, the son of Ahitub, the officer over the house of God, Adaiah, the son of Jehoram, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchijah, Meshe, the son of Adaiah, the son of Jerizerah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Meshulemeth, the son of Immer, and their brethren, heads of their fathers' houses, 1,760. They were very able men for the work of the service of the house of God. So verses 10 through 13, we see the genealogy of the priest listed here. And very able, it means that it was a man of valor when you see it in the Old Testament. In verse 14 through 16 says, of the Levites, Shemaiah the son of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari, Bakbakar, Haresh, Galo, and Mattaniah, the son of Micah, the son of Zetri, the son of Asaph, Obadiah, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Galo, the son of Zeduthun, and Berechiah, the son of Asa, the son of Elkanah, who lived in the villages of Naphtalites. So we see here in verses 14 through 16 the genealogy of the Levites. It starts here with the leaders. In verse 17 through 34, big chunk here, says, and the gatekeepers were Shallum, Akub, Talmon, Ahiman, and their brethren. Shallum was the chief until that they had been gatekeepers for the camps of the children of Levi at the king's gate on the east. Shallum, the son of Kor, the son of Abiasaph, the son of Korah, and his brethren from his father's house. The Korahites were in charge of the work of the service, gatekeepers to the tabernacle. Their fathers had been keepers of the entrance to the camp of the Lord. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, had been the officer over them in time past. The Lord was with them. Zechariah, the son of Meshalemiah, that was keeper of the door of the tabernacle of meeting. And all those chosen as gatekeepers were 212. They were recorded by their genealogy and their villages. David and Samuel the seer had appointed them to their trusted office. So they and their children were in charge of the gates of the house of the Lord, the house of the tabernacle, by assignment. The gatekeepers were assigned to the four directions, the east, west, north, and south. And their brethren in their villages had to come with them from time to time for 7 days. For in this trusted office were 4 chief gatekeepers. They were Levites, and they had charge over the chambers and the treasuries of the house of God. And they lodged all around the house of God because they had the responsibility, and they were in charge of opening it every morning. And now some of them were in charge of serving vessels, for they brought them in and took them out by count. Some of them were appointed over the furnishings and over all the implements of the sanctuary, and over fine flour and wine and the oil and the incense and spices. And some of the sons of the priests made the ointment of the spices. And Mattithiah of the Levites, the firstborn of Shallum the Korahite, had the trusted office over the things that were baked in the pans. And some of their brethren, the sons of the Kohathites, were in charge of preparing the showbread for every Sabbath. And these are the singers, the heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites, who lodged in the chambers and were free from other duties, as they were employed in the work that day and night. These heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites were heads throughout the generations. They dwelt at Jerusalem. And so we see here in this lengthy part the genealogy of the gatekeepers and the temple workers of the Levites. Even they mattered to be kept track of. And they were the ones who would organize the temple work in the early days of the Second Temple. And the chronicler, he's reminding us of the faithful work of Phinehas in the days of Moses back in Numbers chapter 25, verse 7 through 13. And he linked his faithfulness to the work of the gatekeepers in the days of Ezra. An Old Testament professor, Dr. Martin Selman, he did, a very deep study through the Old Testament. He was a professor at Spurgeon's College, and he commented on verse 20 that the Lord also was with the gatekeepers in the chronicler's day, who followed the same living tradition of divine service. In verse 35 through 44, to wrap up today's chapter, says, Jael, the father of Gibeon, whose wife's name was Maacah, dwelt at Gibeon. His firstborn son was Abdon, and then Zer, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab, Gedor, Ahio, Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth begot Shemim. They also dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brethren. Ner begot Kish, Kish begot Saul, and Saul begot Jonathan, Malchishua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. The son of Jonathan was Merabael, and Merabael begot Micah. And the sons of Micah were Pithon, Melech, Terah, and Ahaz. And Ahaz begot Jarah, Jarah begot Elmeth, Asmaveth, and Zimri begot Moza. Moza begot Benaiah, Raphael his son, Elisah his son, and Ezel his son. And Ezel had 6 sons, whose names were Azrikram, Bocheru, Ishmael, Shariah, Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Azel. So we see here that the chapter is wrapping up. The section is speaking on Saul's lineage as a transition of the main theme of the rest of the book, which is going to focus on King David. And the chronicler, he's emphasizing the fact that God did not wipe out the line of Saul, that Saul's descendants lived to the days of Ezra and the return of the exile. And Dr. Selman, he stated that the genealogy, when you study deeply at this, Saul's genealogy lasted or continued for 12 generations after Saul. And that's going to wrap up today's video. Like I said, just keeping this one short. You're going to notice that our videos are going to start getting longer again as we start hitting on some meaty parts of this book. So we'll see you next, as we'll be reviewing the death of Saul next. And that will be next week. However, I also want to point out, tomorrow we will have another study uploaded, and it will be a topical Saturday discussion. So I hope that you join us for what that question may be. I will announce that in the morning. So God bless, and have a great rest of your evening, and have a great weekend.